multiple platforms. Okay, right here. Double check over our platforms. We should be live on our YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter as well. So many different places. And let's see. I am also going to Okay, here we go. And I also need to check the sound of all of our sites to make sure that we could hear everything across different social media platforms. This is the beauty of live streaming across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 6 different channels. I need to check it one by one because otherwise sometimes on some social media platforms there are no sound and we could hear it through other social media platforms. Just need to double check.
No, it makes sense.
Great. I could hear me from Twitter. So amazing, brilliant. We could finally start. And thank you so Ash, as well as all of our guest speaker, our audience for waiting for our initial checkup. Right, need to make sure everything works well. And G and everyone was a Moonlight host of today's program. Thank you very much for joining today's live streaming with Ash over here from our, well, this is a very special name, right? SSA, or we could call it as Spellshiparena. Okay, in short, SSA. Thank you so much, Ash, for spending time with us to talk about your project. And this is I already had a meeting, right, with Monica, so I know about that. This is kind of like a game that will connect Web2 and Web3 world, right? So we are very happy to have you here, and then we would like to learn more about your experience and insight on Web2 and Web3 as well. Also, friendly reminder, everyone, our MA speaker is invited solely for our topic discussion purposes, and the MA host Moonlight as well, our Ultiverse team or our different platforms team, right? We do not provide any financial advices. Be sure to do your own research. Thank you so much, everyone. And next, we would like to invite Ash to do a introduction of yourself as well as your role at SA and the project as. Thank you.
Absolutely. So my name is Ash Kane. I'm the head of games at Meta World Entertainment, and we're making and publishing Spellshiparena. Spellshiparena is a casual battleship style experience that is accelerated by Web3. I've been hesitant to call it a Web3 game because when people think Web3 games, they think of, Axie Infinity. But Spellshiparena is very different from that. It is very much a type of experience that I think most players are used to on mobile. And it's fun. It's very fun. And so that's kind of the key thing about Spellshiparena and what we're working on in Meta World.
Exactly. So when you mention Axie, right? Well, that's kind of like what we call the Web3 games part one, right? Or the very early, and they created kind of like let the world know that people could earn money by playing games, right? Not just for professional gamers, but normal people can even do that. And I also remember and I read news about it and also heard that in many different countries, even students or elders, right? They also try to learn how to play it in order to make some money to help them in their everyday lives. That was really amazing. And so and we saw the hype, right, especially in 2021, and then later on in 2022 they're starting to have a lot more gaming studios, right? They wanted to develop Web3 games. However, the market situation has since then changed. And then going over here, entering the second half of 2023, we could see the crypto games 2.0 coming out, right? More and more fun games. So today we definitely wanted to learn about SSA, that the Meta World Entertainment is pushing out this new game. Would you like to share any official trailer of the game? Let me set you as the host so you could share this.
Absolutely.
Here. Okay, Ash, now you are the host and feel free to share the official trailer for us. Thank you.
Will do. Give me one moment.
No
Here we
problem.
go. And I'm going to make this full screen. Yeah.
And maybe you also like to share the sound of it.
You hear?
Yeah, we actually cannot hear it. There is another tab. If you click on the three dots next to the sharing bar, the control bar, you are going to see share sound. Yeah, and then we can also hear the sound of it. Thank you.
I see. It didn't show the video. Oh, that's all right. I think that gives a pretty good little, show off of the gameplay. As you can see, it's very much in the style of Battleship, where you've got your fleet arrangements and you go to battle against other players. And you do that by using different abilities to guess the position of the enemy fleet. And it's super fun. And the best part about it is it's not something you have to spend hours and hours and hours grinding. You can have fun and play short sessions, 15-minute at a time, very much like how those old Web 2.0 games are, or how hyper-casual games are right now.
Casual games, that's amazing. Yeah, just spend some time every day, right, to relax and to also play with friends. Well, so we also wanted to know about what's unique about this game SSA, and also compared to other Web3 games in the market right now. Thank you.
Well, I think the things that are really unique about Spellship, when you compare it to other Web3 games in the market, is, first and foremost, we focused on the fun and the gameplay. The gameplay experience is really built around something we know is fun. We know that people are going to enjoy, and you can enjoy playing it. So while you get some of the benefits of Web3 experiences, you don't have to go through the grind of being miserable while in the experience, which is a flaw that some early Web3 games had. And that's what really, I think, sets Spellship apart. I think the second thing that really sets it apart is we are going to be on Apple and Google platforms. So, we're not, we're not asking you to sideload the game from a shady website. We're going to be on the official stores. We're going to be featured by Apple. We're going to be featured by Google because, we've got existing relationship with these partners. And we've been doing this for a long time. We've been making mobile games for a long, long time. We have a lot of experience in that. And then I think the last thing that really is the important distinction was a very big thing for me personally, as head of games and as one of the directors in this project, was that the Web3 onboarding is seamless. You don't have to go create 4 different accounts on 4 different websites with 3 different companies to get into the game and get playing it. Once you have created your account for the game, you're seamlessly onboarded into the experience. So it's really one click, and that to me, I think, is a very important part.
Brilliant, one click and one stop. Right? The pain point of a lot of it. And we have to go over different sites and a lot of different accounts, which is that's too much, right? When we wanted to just have fun and relax. That's great. Thank you. Yeah, and next is what makes the combat experience unique for the Spellshiparena players?
Well, I think, Spellship is, its gameplay is really fast. You can play these sets with, other players, and they're very quick. It doesn't have to be a really long, drawn-out experience. And I think that's what really makes it fun. It's really, at its core, it's got the soul of a casual game. There's these fast experiences. And then on top of that, there's a lot of customization and a lot of options. You get to build your fleet from your NFT ships, and then you get to arrange those ships however you want on your game board, very much like the standard kind of battleship gameplay. But then you have special abilities and spells that you. So you're not just necessarily gaining, one shot at a time. You can guess out multiple shots. You can use multiple abilities. I've played rounds where I've cleared the board on my first turn, and it was super rewarding. And there is nothing that feels quite as good as that. You load up in your first round, you just wipe the enemy out. It's so fun. But on the other hand, I've been in the receiving end of that as well, which, it's still pretty fun because you're like, but it's fast. You don't have to spend a lot of time on it. So, if you're like me, I'm a pretty busy guy. I don't have 10 hours a day to be spending on, games. As much as I love games and they're my passion, I still don't get that much time to play them anymore. And that means, for fun, and especially with something that's a Web3 game where, I want to be able to have something meaningful after I've played the experience, which is why crypto games and Web3 games are so important. It's important for me to enjoy the time that I spent into it and be able to use that time really effectively. So if you're like me and you've got time when you're on the train or you're on the bus, that's the perfect time to play Spellship. When you're going to be sitting down, you're not really going to be going anywhere, and you've just got a little bit of time to kill, and you can enjoy it, and you can really take the time to, either play fast battles, build your ship arrangements, work through your fleet, do some of the storyline missions, work on some of the spell upgrades, collect things from stories. It's so good. And so I think that that's one of the things that is a really unique experience and part of not just the combat, but the overall game experience that I really enjoy.
Wow, that's fantastic. And Ash, do you have any videos that you could share with us about in-game play, especially the combat part? Because can't wait to learn more about it.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
The
beauty of our video live streaming is that unlike AMAs on just Twitter space, right? We can only hear audios, but over here we could see a lot of videos and trailers or screen recordings that we could really know about the game.
Absolutely. Let me share my screen and I'll show you.
Thank you.
Remember to share sound this time. All right, you can see here we're building out our fleet and how we want the grid arrangement to work.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can see that you've got the different options of how you want to put together your fleet. And as you gain levels and you progress, you open up more of these slots. And then you can customize them however you want. So you can put your ships in different positions to make it harder for your enemy to, like I was talking about before, take you out in one clean sweep. And then I've got another one that I'll show here in a second.
I see. This is how the game works.
Yeah. And then
we can just download it through Google or app stores, right? And pretty soon.
Exactly. We're going to be on all the app stores. So we're going to be fully available, on your favorite mobile device, just as easy as you get any other game, any other free-to-play game that you would want to play. It's going to be right there. And here, I've got another great video that I'd love to share that is super fun.
Take your time. And over here, we have close to 2,000 views already. That was fast. And friends, well, we are going to drop more crypto boxes. We have crypto rents today in our live streaming session over here. I see friends saying that they are from Venezuela. Welcome.
As you can see here, you're using all the different abilities you've got a lot of different options from your core ships, and you've got abilities that you can use from your frigate, which is sort of your main sort of carrier ship. And so you can see that it's really fun. There's a lot of different options, a lot of different ways you can kind of tactically sweep the board. So it becomes, it's very easy to play. Like I said, it's very quick, but there's also some pretty deep strategy there. I mean, once you start mastering some of those deeper strategies, it gets a lot of fun to go through and like figure out different ways that you can, engage with those different abilities and powers. Or, spells as they're called, because, spellship, it's in the name.
Yes, yes. So Spellshiparena, nice. And well, originally I was going to ask what makes Spellshiparena fun, but we already start to experience. Would you like to go deeper about this part? We talk about combat, we talk about the difference, but between social arena and other Web3 games in market, and what makes it super super fun? What do you think?
Well, I think what makes Fellowship so fun is that, it's an experience that anybody can get into. And that moment, like I said, of the combat is really rewarding. And then, like I was just saying, the ability to have that kind of really deep strategy to it. Like, there's a lot of different ways that you can configure your board and a lot of different abilities that you can use. And there's no perfect way to play, right? There's no perfect answer because other players will be configuring their game boards and be configuring their fleets how they want to, right? So it's not a simple game of rock, paper, scissors like you get with some other casual games. You really do have to think about a strategy that you're going to be able to employ against a variety of different opponents and a variety of different setups. And that combinatorial element makes it a lot of fun to really experience the diversity of it. Like I said, I've had those moments where I'm playing the game and I get just swept on the first round. And it's still fun, even though I lost, it's really an incredible experience when you can figure out, all of my placements and all of my grid alignments just off of like one or two shots, or they use one ability and then they're like, oh, well, now I know what the rest of your ships are. Like it, one of them, and then, you're done. But getting that moment yourself is also really incredible because you use an AOE and you see four little dots. You're like, oh, I know where all the ships are now, and then you just take them all out, and it's so incredible. And I think that really is a really fun experience. And I think the diversity of options in the playstyle is just one thing in the core gameplay loop. But one of the things that I really love is there's a lot of different game options. I mean, of course, they all revolve around the battles. But if you get tired of playing with other people and doing random matches, we've got a story mode that takes you through a bit of narrative, and we've got a map that takes you through various challenges. And I think one of the things that is going to set us apart from some other Web3 games that have been out is we are going to be doing live ops, and we're going to be having events, and we're going to have a way to kind of carry the experience forward and improve the experience. One of the things that we're really interested in is, listening to what people have to say about the game and improving upon it, based on that feedback. We want people to have fun. We also want them to have a great NFT collection of ships. But, it's important for us that that is a rewarding experience for them, that they found a real value in playing the game, collecting and building their fleet, and, being a part of our community. And I think that that's what really makes a game like this special and a game fun is going to be the community. It's going to be the audience who plays the game, who enjoys the experience, who, gets into it. And I think that that's really where the fun that's going to be a big part of this for everybody is going to be being part of that community and finding different ways to, do configurations, finding different abilities that are going to really set you apart in certain configurations, certain game modes, and, sharing that with each other. And then, the biggest part of that is, of course, building that ship collection, collecting all of the ship shards and making this incredible fleet that's all your own.
I see. Yes, the experience and the community will enhance the fun of the game. Also, make people. I like what you say. Even not winning the game, but still like it and think it was a lot of fun. That is really not easy to achieve, but that's the heart of how we wanted to play games, right? We don't play it because we wanted to win it, but because we think it is a lot of fun. And Ash, feel free to share another video if you would like to, because I see that I think we have a video prepared after each of the answers, right?
I do think we do. I actually think I shared one in advance, the battle.
Oh, okay, no problem.
Actually,
we can just go to the next question, no problem. Yeah, and so Well, as we see that there are different kind of shapes, right? And what are their names and the abilities available for the players who play Spellship Arena? Thank you.
So we have over 60 unique ships, and each of those is going to be, a collection of different abilities and special powers. And each of these are kind of collected into three unique races in the narrative of Spellship Arena. So you've got the dwarven ships, you've got the human ships, and you've got the elven ships. And so each of them have their own aesthetic, which means they each have their kind of different cool look. The human ships are kind of robust and have that kind of very straightforward appearance, and then the elven ships are a little bit more streamlined and have a little bit more of this kind of elegance to them. And then the dwarven ships have this kind of steampunk, very like powerful feeling. And I really do like the dwarf; they're my favorite. But in addition to that, there are abilities that you can upgrade and reforge, and you can add to your collection. And there are tons and tons of spells and abilities in the game. And I think that's one of the things that is really fun about this is you can upgrade and reforge all of these abilities and add them to your ships, and each ship has their own special traits. And that's just, it's a lot of fun once you start putting all of that together. And I do have a video for this one, so I would love to share that.
Of course, yes. Can't wait to watch it.
Right. So here you've got one of the ships, and you can see all the different little elements and components that are on it. And this one doesn't have any sound, so don't worry about it. But you can see the different, the race. You can see the different values necessary for each ship. You've got the energy costs. You've got their passive and their active skills, and then you've got the abilities to upgrade and reforge on them.
Wow, that's brilliant. Thank you so much, Ash, for sharing information, some of the videos for us and to learn more about what kind of shapes and abilities are available to players and what does SLA wanted to offer to the players because we already know that you mentioned about NFTs, right? And fun of it, also community, and what does the team wanted to bring to the players who participate in playing Spellship Arena?
Well, I think, obviously we could talk endlessly about, NFTs and the importance of being able to have real, digital asset ownership of your digital assets. And I think that's important. But, one of the things that I think we really want to bring to the community with Spellship Arena is a Web3 game that really has fun as its core value and really has community as its core value, which, I'm not going to people are trying really hard to make really fun games. But for me, it's important to come at it with an understanding that the first and foremost aspect of this is that people have to enjoy the time that they spend and the attention that they give you. When someone gives you their attention, that's a valuable commodity and you should respect that and you should treat when someone is giving us their attention and their time to play a game that we've made, we want them to feel that we've honored that. So we really want the game to be fun. But beyond that, there is a big part of it that is fleet collection, that is the NFT collection. And I think that one of the things that Spellship offers that is a little bit different is that there's a real core utility and fun factor to the ships and the collection aspect of it that you see in other Web2 games. But then once that Web2 game, once you're not playing it anymore, there's nothing you can do with it after that, right? It's just a hole that you throw your time into. And we want Spellship to be something else. I can't go into too much detail about that because that's, a little bit of a peek behind the curtains. But, we want that to be something that is not the case with Spellship. So we really want to do better, and we really want to honor the time and energy that people spend playing our game and enjoying our game. And we want that to be something that is a community and something that is something they take away from it in addition to the digital assets and the aspects of the game that they have fun with. And I've got a fun video here that shows some of the collection aspects. So here,
great. Yes, more videos to watch to learn about Spellship Arena.
This one also does not have video, but this is opening up some spell shard packs. And Oh, did it start? Okay. And you've got all of the different worship shards that you've received. And so the goal is to collect all of the necessary shards so that you can fully collect and configure a ship that you've collected. Uh, and so one of the fun things about this is that it's not just oh, you got it. Hey, there you go. It's the process of building out and collecting all of the different ships and then, customizing and reforging them with their different abilities.
I see, got it. And since we talk about what Spellshiparena wanted to offer to the players, we also wanted to learn about how about the security and how smooth is it to enhance user experience. Thank you.
So I think this is one of the things that, like we had talked about at the very beginning, really does set Spellship apart and really is something that has been very important to us. Like I said, minimizing the barriers to entry and making it a seamless experience was incredibly important to me. And I think it was important to everybody at MetaWorld. And so, we have Web3 social logins. You log in with your social account, and that's going to create your wallet. That's going to connect you to all of the experiences. Just one click and you're done. You're connected. It's all there. And then that's going to be part of the wallet creation. That's going to be part of the entire experience. And so we're using really well-known, safe and secure APIs and processes. We're not using somebody else that you don't know who their technology is. We're not giving your information to some random third party. This is all going through, Apple and the iOS store and Google Play Store. So we're using their authentication services, so it's secure. So that the information is being handled respectfully and securely. And it's a seamless experience. Like I can't stress that enough. It is so easy. I even have a video for it. I'll show you this video of how easy it is. It is so great. So I'm gonna show you the login experience, which is just absolutely hilariously easy. All right, share the screen. Here we go. All right. All right, we're live. All right. So you've got your possible linked accounts with Google or Facebook. This is on Android. And once you're in, you can just literally click either of those and it'll create your account. It will log you in. It will create your wallet. It will tie it to your account in the MetaWorld database. And that's it. You're done. You've got your wallet. You've got everything. You go to your account page and check all of that stuff out for all of the third party that you want to hook into it. But it's already there. It's easily set up for you.
Great. Yes, I see that we could just log in through our Google account or Facebook, right? That is convenient as we know that these two platforms or apps, right? There are a lot of user base. So definitely very easy for people to log in to explore the fun of Spellshiparena. And we are going to go to our next part to learn more about MetaWorld Entertainment, the company or the team behind SSA. And what is MetaWorld Entertainment? What is the mission of the team? Thank you.
So MetaWorld Entertainment is a Los Angeles-based Web3 content company. We're creating digital experiences for music, sports, gaming, and cultivating fandoms and communities through game design on the singular platform in the metaverse. MetaWorld, as a Web3 game publishing company, has released blockbuster games, and we've generated over 3 billion USD in revenue in our team. And we've collaborated with some of the top Hollywood IPs. And our goal really is to create the highest quality games and entertainment experiences in the Web3 space. You can check it out on our website at metaworldentertainment.io, or you can hit our Twitter at metaworld_ent. Or you can find us on Medium at metaworldentertainment.medium.com. And we're not some company that is sprung out of nowhere. Everybody at the company are veterans. We've been backed by the Sandbox, Com2Us, Formless, many other well-known Web3 VCs. We've got a long-standing relationship with Apple and Google, just as I was talking about earlier. And we're really proud to announce that we've got a partnership with Polygon. We've got other partnerships coming up with some AAA sports IPs that we'll be able to announce and talk about more in the future. And we've got partnerships that we're working on with major Hollywood IPs in the entertainment industry. We've got partnerships potentially working on with other companies, including Netflix. So we're not, we're not a company that has kind of sprung up out of nowhere into the ether. We are all people who have worked on major franchises with a long history in games, and we wanted to bring that to the entertainment space that is the metaverse of Web3. And one of the things that I think that has set us apart is because we have that history in working with games and working with major partners who are very, very concerned about reputability and regulation and the entire rigmarole that comes with exploring new technology and new spaces. We're extremely careful about things like regulations, things like guidelines and platform accessibilities. So especially with our partnership with groups like Apple, SSA is going to be a worry-free experience and hassle-free experience on these platforms because we have those partnerships, because we know what their guidelines are, because we've had long conversations with them. What is the thing that they care about? How do we bring Web3 and crypto games to their platforms and make it seamless and easy? Because really what they're concerned about is safety and the reputability of their partners for their customers. And so what we bring to the Web3 space is definitely that for our gaming initiatives.
Ah, I see. Yes, that's a great goal for the company, and we hope to see our team, right, the Meta World Entertainment, to bring more fun games to Web2 and Web3 as well. And
That's the
the
plan.
the next question, also related to industry trends, is what makes this type of hyper casual game unique and competitive in the Web3 space? Even though, we have watched and learned a lot about SSA, right? But we know that in Web3, we really don't have a lot of players, right? Yet, okay, not yet. And
Not
also
yet.
there are a lot of like mega companies. They also wanted to enter Web3 to try a different type of products, right? So what makes the game unique and competitive in the Web3 space? Thank you.
One of the things that I think makes SSA competitive is it really is narrowly focused on being a casual game. It's not trying to pretend to be anything else. It is a hyper casual game with fun collectibles. And it's not trying to be something that it's not, which I think some other games, they don't know what they are. You look at some of the big ambitious projects in the crypto space, and they don't have an identity yet, and that's not a bad thing. I've worked on games where it takes some time to find what the voice of the game is, and that's just part of game development. But I think what makes the hyper casual game so unique in the Web3 space is hyper casual games are, by their definition, a fun, relaxing, clickable way to spend your time. Everybody I know has some hyper casual games on their phone. We all might not want to admit it. We've all got those brainless clicker games that we play. And, the more deep they are, the more we spend time on them. But we all play them, and they're all fun. And there's no reason that we can't take the value of Web3 and give it to those hyper casual games. We don't need to focus on some of the ambitious promises that Web3 had in the bull market, when things were really heated and everyone was, talking about NFTs or the future. We don't have to focus on that. We can focus on what really makes good games good, which is being fun, being someplace you want to spend your time, and being something that at the end of the day, you don't feel let down that you spent, $20 and 20 hours on. And what sets it apart and makes it competitive in the Web3 space, and just this model specifically, is that you can get the same kind of experience that you get from Web2 games that you already know you're spending $20 and 20 hours on a week, but then you get something meaningful out of it as well. There's that practical piece of it that, oh, okay, well, I've got 4 of these ships. Maybe I'll go sell them. I don't need all of those. And that's a big piece of it. That's something that you don't see in other hyper-casual games, even hyper-casual games that have really big communities. And then this is actually something that's really big piece of safety for players as well. A lot of players of some of these hyper casual games, they'll get really high level accounts, and then they're going to go maybe trade those accounts or sell those accounts, which violates the terms of service of the games. And it puts them in a dangerous place in a gray market. And so by offering a different kind of exit strategy, we offer something that other games don't, that I think is really competitive.
That is really important, right? SSA offers something that other games don't. So yeah, it's really the key and also fun, right, to make people want to play and also to stay in the community. And so, well, since this is a game that ultimately might help to convert Web2 players to Web3, right? Why should Web2 and Web3 players join to play against Spellship Arena? Thank you.
So I think that that's what makes Spellshiparena really attractive to both players on both aisles. If you're a standard Web2 player, you're already going to be playing casual clicker games like this. You're already going to be playing a game like this. So it's going to be a fun game. So you don't lose anything as a player by joining in and just having fun playing the game, being part of the community, blowing up other people's fleets, getting a little bit blown up yourself, and having fun collecting all the battleships. And then for Web3 players, it's the same thing. You're already playing a casual game somewhere. Why not this one? You're going to enjoy it. It's going to be a fun experience. But then the real secret is, at the end of the day, you're getting the Web3 benefits from. You are going to get an NFT collection from the game. There will be a point in time where you have amassed a really meaningful collection from this, and you will have meaningful NFTs that you can show off and that will be a part of your permanent collection. And so it's the best of both worlds. It brings in the things that Web2 players want, which is just a fun way to spend their time, right? And then it also brings in what Web3 players want, which is something that they can collect, something that has some return for their time, some place for them to off ramp their experience. And so I think this is the best way to kind of bring in both as players. And I think for Web2 players, this is that point where we can get them comfortable to the idea of NFTs and games in a really non-threatening way, in a way that is approachable and honest and well understood and backed by major platforms that are reputable and well regulated and well understood. There's not going to be any mystic magic of what is this? How does this work? I don't understand this. It's going to be really well understood. What is it? It's your collection. You got it. It's yours. And then for Web3 players, it's not going to be like Axie, where you have to go through all of this work and you're never going to enjoy any time in it. It's going to be one of those experiences where you have fun the entire time, and you might forget that you're collecting ships along the way. Which I think for Web3 players is a really enjoyable experience. And at the end of the day, why they should play, any player should play SSA, is because they're going to be able to be part of a community that's having fun with the game. And they're going to be able to be part of a community that we at MetaWorld are really, really dedicated to empowering and growing and evolving. And like I said, there's some stuff behind the curtain I can't necessarily talk about yet, but we're really committed to making players of our games and people who have played games and have collections on our platform part of something that is going to be bigger. That's going to be something that becomes expansive, that becomes a lot more than what it is right now. And I think that that's really the appeal, right? Is what starts as a casual game today could turn into a collection that could really be fun and meaningful. In a couple of years, you might find there's an incredible place for these ships. And I think that with Web2 and Web3 players, they all want the same thing. Like I was talking about, your attention is valuable, your time is valuable. And so at MetaWorld, we really want to respect that. And we want to respect the players who give us that time and attention. And we want to reward them for it, both with a fun experience and with a meaningful collection.
Yes, eventually, yeah, there will be a meaningful collection and also meaningful time spending with other players, right? And also, yeah, kind of like a me time for the players
Exactly.
themselves. That is amazing. And so, well, since we have been talking about some industry trends, right? What trends does the game SSA follow, and also what trends does SSA break away from? Thank you.
So, I think the major trend that SSA is following on right now is just the resurgence of games that are, guest-based, short, short gameplay interval, and a little bit of that RPG element. There's a little bit of that in there with your fleet building and your spell upgrades and your reforging of abilities and ships. There's definitely that RPG element to it. And it's fun to think that the games kind of come around in circles. For a while there, during the height of COVID, for instance, the best games that were performing were games that were super hyper casual and very distracting. But as soon as things started opening back up, people wanted something with a little bit more depth. So the games that were being played more were things that were a little bit more in the casual RPG side, which is definitely the trend that SSA is in. We're definitely more in that casual RPG side. It's very much that hyper casual RPG experience. And I think that that's kind of the trend that we're following towards, about, making sure that we are rewarding players' time, having those kind of fun experiences. And then lastly, the aesthetic is definitely, that stylized fantasy look, which I really love. It's not super hyper realistic games that you can get on phones nowadays, which is fine because I don't like it when my phone melts my hands. But it's good looking, it's fun, it's got a really cute aesthetic, which I think is really great. And then, in terms of what we're breaking away from, I think we're trying to sell the games that are, NFT featuring can be fun, rewarding experiences, and that any collection in a game can really be a part of an NFT collection. And we're trying to break away from the stigma that has surrounded crypto games right now. And there's a lot of in the industry, there's a lot of people who think that it's just all about the product, and it's all about pushing things to players, and it's all about the monetization, which that turns away a lot of players who might otherwise really enjoy some of these games and might really have a great experience in them. And that makes me sad as a gamer and as somebody who's a part of multiple gaming communities, because I want my friends to enjoy the games that I'm playing too. I want to be a part of the gaming communities just as much as I want my friends and those communities to be a part of the experiences that I share with them. And so, what I'm really hoping with Spellship is that it's the first step, from a casual game perspective, from a mobile game like this, towards a space where players can feel really comfortable with NFTs without that being a threat, without it being something that they don't understand, without it being a bunch of people hyping something that they don't fully comprehend, and really be about what matters to them, what their values are, which is fun, time spent getting some collection out of it, getting something that they're rewarded with. At the end of the day, crypto is a technology that solves a problem. And because it's something that can solve a problem as a game developer, I want to solve problems efficiently and easily, and I want to make it as simple as possible for myself and my team when I'm developing games. And so crypto is a way to solve a lot of these problems that, I have worked on major MMOs, I've worked on mobile games, and there have been these problems that have been persistent, which crypto can solve. They can be a part of a solution to those problems in game development. And I want more people to see that. I want more people to understand that it is a really wonderful technology that makes it possible for us as game developers to give incredible new experiences and features to players, because that's what I care about. I care about giving really great experiences and really rewarding time spent to the people who play the games that I work on. And so that's what I'm really hoping that we break away from with SSA. I'm really hoping that we kind of forge into that kind of new space. And I know there's other people who are working on this too. The industry right now is a little small. So, I know a lot of the other teams and a lot of the other guys and a lot of the other projects going on. And I think that sentiment is, pretty big right now. And so I'm really looking forward to, other people following suit and having the same idea, and more games like this coming out. So in that way, I think it's going to be following that trend too. I think that trend of games that really make Web3 accessible to everybody without taking away the rewards and value of Web3 for, for the experience, but making it seamless, making it non-threatening, making it really easy, reducing the barriers to entry. I think that's the biggest trend that, I think we're on the cutting edge of. I think we're going to be, a big part of that in games to come.
Exactly. Yes, those are, yeah, definitely really really important, right? Because definitely you wanted to bring overall enjoyment for the players. That's a fundamental thing. And next we have some follow up questions I would like to ask Ash about, yeah, more about the product SSA. Why did the team choose to add in races for the ships, and why those races um are special? Thank you.
So, one of the things we wanted to do was create a mood and feeling for each of the ships and kind of tie it into a light narrative. We didn't really want to go overboard with the big, complicated story that you need to read like 50 pages of lore to understand. That was too much for this game. That was too much for this game. But, with the races for the ships, it's a fun way to give the ships different character and different kind of community and different kind of classes, if you will. As for Legos races specifically, because they're pretty standard for fantasy, with those kind of races, everybody knows what they are. If you've ever seen any fantasy thing ever, you know what they are. So you instantly get an image of your mind of like what that means, and so that relates visually to what you're seeing as the ship. You see, I'd say it's an elf ship, and then you see that long, elegant ship with those curls on it. You're like, oh, that's an elf ship. Yeah, got it, totally. And, I say dwarf ship, and it's steam, gears, and like, oh yeah, that's totally a dwarf ship. Totally get it. And so that's kind of why we went with those races, because we really wanted to bring that kind of lore element into it and give it a fun kind of narrative tie-in.
Exactly. And well, do you already know what blockchain will the as game be launched on? Will that be Ethereum, BNB, or Arbitrum, Polygon, or any other blockchains?
Um, I do. I believe we're going to be on. I believe we're going to be on ETH with Polygon.
Mhm.
I believe that's our partnership right now.
I see. I see. Okay. Well, looking forward to, yeah, being able to start to play the game as well as collecting NFTs. And also we know that there are some warships, right, in the game. So what makes ownership of those ships unique for the players? Thank you.
So I think each ship is kind of unique. Once you've collected a ship, it's not necessarily cookie cutter. You can customize it and you can kind of re-add its abilities and you can change out its passive and active skills. So it becomes kind of combinatorial, right? There are 60 unique ships, but then each of those can have unique abilities, and there's dozens of abilities. So potentially there's bajillions of ships, right? There's just so many potential options there. And so, I think that's really kind of unique. And then, from a visual perspective, they're really cool looking. They're a little cartoony, they're a little cute, but the models are fun, and they're really visually rewarding to see. And so, to me, that's just a really unique experience of those fun, cartoony little ships, and the cool kind of aesthetic that each one has.
I see. Yes, and more details that we would like to learn about those warships. For players who have collected those warships, what kind of experience can they
So it really depends. Once you have fully collected the NFT ship, you're going to be able to do what you want with platforms. You'll be able to, have your standard NFT experience with it. We are going to be working on uploading the metadata for the specific GIF image for each of the ships as well. So, if you want to take your NFT ship and use it as your Twitter bio image, I think that's going to be possible as well because it's all going to be there. It's all going to be on chain. It's all going to be, connected information. So, there's a lot of things you can do with that collection in addition to, having the utility of the ship in the game that you get to play with.
have? That is brilliant. And currently already hit over 3,000 friends watching
Oh, wow.
us over here.
Hi,
Yeah,
everybody.
yeah, hello friends from over the world, and we are very glad to have you over here to watch this AMA session with Ash from the Meta World Entertainment talking about their product, like the game that they plan to push out pretty soon called Spellshiparena, and we have been talking about a lot of the details of the game. And let me drop another bunches of crypto boxes because we wanted to let our audience also feel rewarding, right? They come here, they enjoy the talk, and they enjoy to learn more about the game, the products, as well as they get some crypto boxes as well. So Crypto Box for everyone, all the audience who participate in today's live streaming right now. And
There you go.
yeah, before we wrap up today's session, we also wanted to ask Ash additional question over here. How will the team offer the players a seamless and smooth experience on your platform? Thank you.
So I think we're going to have, like we had been talking about previously, this is a one-click transition into MetaWorld. So once you create your account, you're going to have a wallet created for you. You're going to be linked to your social login, and it's all going to be just one click easy, just like logging with any of your other favorite games. And then since we're using these platforms for their security as well, that we're going to be legit. We're going to be using their regimen for their login APIs. So all of your data is going to be handled with the same level of scrutiny as their social login systems. So it should be absolutely seamless.
That is great, yes, because gaming experience, right, for the players definitely be very, very important. And we believe that we already talk about this question, right? How the game is different from other Web3 games currently available on the marketplace. But would you like to, yeah, talk about that again, since that it is on our list over here? Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. What sets Spellshiparena apart from other Web3 games that are currently on the market is really we focused on the fun first. Our plan was not to make a crypto game and then make a crypto game that was crypto first. Our focus was let's make a fun game and then let's use crypto to solve problems that we have in game development and ways that we feel we can improve a game with crypto. And so that was our focus. That's what really set us apart in Spellshiparena. We started with something that was a fun experience first. And, like I said, I'm not knocking any other games that are being made or have come out, but I think that is a little bit different than a lot of games that have been seen on the market right now in the Web3 space. And I think that it's one of the things that makes it so rewarding for me to see this game coming out soon is it really is a fun experience. And that's where we tried to focus.
Exactly, yeah, providing fun experience for the players is definitely very, very important. Thank you so much, Ash, for your time with us. Well, we have already asked all the questions on our list, and over here, yeah, we wanted to let our audience know that Spellshiparena is a battleship style game that combines strategy, fantasy, and magic into the immersive gaming experience. And as you could see, and also you already heard about how we talk about it, right? Introduce about it, and also Ash also play some videos, recordings of the game. And if you miss part of it, be sure to come back. We'll have replays right after this live session, and we'll keep dropping crypto boxes to our participants. And Ash, do you have any additional information that you'd like to talk about before we end today's session? Thank you.
Absolutely. Please follow us on Twitter at Spellshiparena. We're going to be giving away our Genesis NFT map plan soon. We're going to be opening up our Discord channel. We're going to be prepping our whitelist and tester spots for early community members. So again, follow us at Spellshiparena on Twitter to get all of our latest information, get onto those whitelists, and hear all the latest news for when we're going to be launching all of the good stuff.
Wow, that's fantastic, and thank you so much. Hope to see you soon again to talk about the development of Spellshiparena as the time goes, right? When the NFT is launched or when the game is launched in the near future. Welcome to come back again. Thank you.
Thank you. Been wonderful. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Ash, and feel free to click on leave a meeting to continue your day or take a break. We will see you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks, everybody.
Bye. Thank you. And friends, if you missed our previous session, no worries. We are going to do replays. Also, today's live streaming is available through different social media platforms, not just Binance and YouTube, Twitch, as well as Twitter. We would like to say bye to friends who have been watching us